Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to our respected dignitaries, honored guests, faculty members, and students. It gives us immense pleasure to welcome you all today to Inspirational Series at Sparsh Global Business School.
We believe in evolving beyond the ordinary, and today's marks another milestone in our journey towards experiential, industry-integrated learning.
With that warm welcome, we now move to a very important part of today's Inspirational Series. Guidance, vision, and mentorship play a crucial role in shaping institutions and future leaders. We are truly fortunate to have with us today our mentor, whose experience and leadership continue to inspire academic excellence and professional growth.
Dr. Pankaj Gupta is the Chief Mentor at Sparsh Global Business School and Professor Executive Director at Jindal Global University. With over 30 years of leadership experience in higher education and consulting, he is PhD in Accounting and Finance, a Fulbright Fellow, CMA, and a Harvard Business School alumnus. He has held senior leadership roles at premier institutions such as IIM Kozhikode, IMT Ghaziabad, and Symbiosis, and has advised leading organizations across industries. He continues to inspire institutions and leaders through his vision, scholarship, and commitments to excellence in management education.
It is now our honor to welcome and invite our Chief Mentor, Dr. Pankaj Gupta, to address us. May I now request our Chief Mentor, respected Dr. Pankaj Gupta, to facilitate our guest of honor, Dr. Prakhar V Gupta, with token of gratitude. May I now request Dr. Naren sir to facilitate our guest of honor, Mr. Kunal Saraogi, with token of gratitude. Now we would like to invite Honorable Chief Mentor sir to address us.
Very good evening, everyone, and very good evening. It is indeed a great day for us, and it has become much more special with our very special guest of honor, Kunal Saraogi ji and Prakhar V Gupta ji, being here to inaugurate the Bloomberg, and also Shyam ji being here. All faculty members, distinguished guests here, and all my dear students. This was the moment we have been waiting to get this Bloomberg Lab inaugurated. And what a better day that this inauguration being done on a Makar Sankranti day. And so we have joined a list of those illustrious institutions who have this kind of Bloomberg Lab. And at the time of inauguration, Rishabh sir was sharing that even in SIBM Pune, they put the Bloomberg Lab, but they had only 4 terminals. Here, we are starting with 12 terminals. So it talks about the kind of scale, the kind of investment which our top leadership has done in the quality. So I want to really thank our CEO, Dr. Amit Saxena ji, Roshan Agarwal ji, Kedia ji, everybody who has really built a great infrastructure for us. And yeah. Now I'm sure with the support of this Bloomberg Lab, our eminent professor like Professor Rishabh sir, Divya ma'am, all they will be integrating their finance courses through the help of the Bloomberg Lab, so that our students shall be getting the best knowledge. And as we said, the companies like Goldman Sachs, ENY, they all are operating on this platform. So once our students are already getting experience of working on a Bloomberg Lab, our students will be ahead of the rest. So I'm sure this is going to be a great differentiating advantage for all our students. When I came here in August this year, last year, it was one of the very big demand of the student queue. Sir, we were promised Bloomberg Lab, but it has not happened. So I'm sure this promise also got fulfilled today. Yeah. So now you will be getting certification in ESG, Financial Basic Fundamental, 3 certification. Rishabh sir, I think we shall be getting 4 certification they'll be getting. They already got an ISM certification. They got getting a GT certification. So sir, these certification we do as a part of the skill enhancement and CV enrichment programs. Because nowadays only the plain vanilla kind of a PGDM is not going to help our students. So with this, I want to congratulate all of you once more and wish you all the very best. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful words. It is now my honor to introduce our first guest of honor, an eminent administrator and an inspiring public servant, Dr. Prakhar V. Gupta. Academically, Mr. Gupta has an outstanding profile, having pursued advanced education from premier institutions such as IIT Roorkee, IIM Lucknow, XLRI Jamshedpur, IIT Madras, and University of Delhi.
Mr. Gupta is a distinguished officer at Indian Revenue Service Income Tax and is currently serving as Principal Commissioner of Income Tax Government of India. With more than 2 decades of exemplary service, he has held key responsibilities across assessment, audit, appellate function systems, and policy implementation. He has played a vital role in strengthening digital governance and tax administration in the country.
He has now contributed significantly during his tenure with the Ministry of Human Resource Development, particularly in matters related to higher education and national institutions of excellence. His journey stands as a powerful example of leadership, integrity, and dedication to national building. We are deeply honored to welcome you, sir, and look forward to your valuable insights.
Thank you. And मकर संक्रांति एक बहुत ही पवित्र और scientifically also it's a very important day. And इस दिन जो है ब्लूमबर्ग का या लैब का इनॉग्रेशन यहाँ होना, that itself says कि ये institution, this institution has a very bright future. As far as my role in the government as a bureaucrat, I'll judge very differently. Why? I being technocrat first. From IIT Roorkee, I was technocrat. Then little bit of business administration, yes, rightly towards finance, because my field was finance. And then I started using the technology also. AI, it's a buzzword and we are using that. And now we have introduced e-governance and AI in income tax administration also. And why it is more important to introduce a technology which brings efficiency and addresses the grievances. That's more important. So my focus will be on one thing, the tax administration, why it is important in developing the, what we say, the economy, Indian economy, why Indian economy can go up to this level. And why it is relevant now. Business depends upon many factors. One is you need to have a technology, you need to have a finance, you need to have a human resource, you need to have people who can administer that, guide that, but ultimately the main crux of the development depends on how it is implemented. So the tax administration, when I entered, so I was given a very different area, that was a comprisation of income tax department in Meerut. So when I entered in Meerut, there was a all over India strike, and the strike was against the comprisation. So what exactly was the reason behind the strike? And barely in a week, I was given the charge that you resolve the strike, all over India strike. It's not rated to Meerut only. So obviously, I decided to first break the gap between the employees and so-called officers. Why? Because if there's a gap, you cannot interact. What I am telling you, if I create a gap between you, just like a monologue, nothing will happen because there is a barrier. So you have to break the barrier. So just for experiment and using my management technologies, I am telling you. Why this word, I'll tell you later. Why management technologies have to be used practically, that I learned from one of my senior, Mr. Vijay Kumar, Dr. Vijay Kumar. And he was IIT, IIM, Ahmedabad alumni. And he was there as a head of the institution in Meerut. Why he gave this serious type of problem to a person who has just entered into the service. I was having experience. I have already worked. This is my 13th job. I shifted after this much of job. I worked in PSUs, worked in private, worked in semi-government, government 3 times, and then I shifted to income tax. Income tax was the last one. After that, I could not change because of my age factor. So when I entered, he looked beyond the scope. He said, comprisation is a new thing. You are coming from different organizations. I worked in ONGC, Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad. I was in IIT Bombay, and then NIO Goa, National Institute of Oceanography, Goa. There are many other organizations also. And then in bureaucracy, I left 3 services. One was IFS in 1991. Why? This is a different reason. But I was getting opportunity by the grace of God. I was regularly getting things, and I was choosy. Not choosy just to shift, to improve upon. So lastly, I left ONGC, and from ONGC, right from field, I came here. And in income tax, suddenly the atmosphere was different. The challenges was different. So what I heard about income tax, taxation, not only income tax, as a taxation, was that the grievances are never addressed. So my vision was only to improve the delivery system of grievances. टैक्स में क्या होता है कि आपने सुना होगा कि सीनियर लोग जा रहे हैं, पेंशनर्स जा रहे हैं, पीपल विद द स्पेशल एबिलिटीज़ वो लोग जा रहे हैं, उनको कुछ नहीं मिल रहा है. वहाँ वो एक ही चीज़ होती थी कि भाई इतना पैसा दे दो एंड टेक योर रिफंड. दिस इज हिज इनकम, हर इनकम, है ना, उसको आप मना कर रहे हो. तो इट वॉज अ वेरी सीरियस टाइप ऑफ थिंग एंड कंपैरिजन वॉज वन ऑफ द वे टू इम्प्रूव इन दैट. तो लकीली क्या हुआ, उन्होंने एक सेशन किया, सेशन करके सीनियर पर्सन्स वर आल्सो सिटिंग. शॉर्ट में मैं बता रहा हूँ कि नथिंग हैपेंड. फर्स्ट डे नथिंग हैपेंड. सेकेंड डे फिर हमने उन्हें कॉल किया, हमने बोला, देन आई रिक्वेस्टेड ऑल द सीनियर्स जस्ट आई थिंक हम लोगों ने डिस्कशन कर दिया, यू कैन लीव. उसके बाद हमने उनसे पूछा, मैं आप रियल ग्रीवेंसेस बताओ, ये छोड़ो, ऑल ओवर इंडिया स्ट्राइक छोड़ो, जस्ट गिव मी द रियल ग्रीवेंसेस. आपके ग्रीवेंसेस क्या है? वो कहते हैं सर आप कंपटीशन की बात कर रहे हो, ऑल द एम्प्लॉइज जिनको काम करना है उनके पास में क्या था, इंस्ट्रूमेंट ही नहीं था. जैसे वी टॉक अबाउट एनीथिंग एंड ब्लूमबर्ग लैब की बात कर रहे हैं और नहीं हो तो क्या होगा. यू आर ऑल लकी टू हैव दिस थिंग एंड इसका इम्पैक्ट आप देखना कितना वास्ट इम्पैक्ट होगा. सेम थिंग हैपेंड. तो हमारा रेजोल्यूशन हो गया. कंपैरिजन वाज नेवर अ चैलेंज टू बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड. इट वाज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ माइंडसेट ऑफ सीनियर पीपल. अपने रूम में सजा के रखे हुए हैं, उसे बंद रखे हुए हैं, उसके ऊपर कपड़ा ढके हुए हैं और उसके लिए एसी लगा हुआ है. और जो लोग बेचारे काम कर रहे हैं, जिनको एक्चुअली डिलीवर करना है, उनको ना ट्रेनिंग है, ना एक्सेस है, ना होता. व्हाट वी डिड, रिक्वेस्ट करके हमने सारे कंप्यूटर्स लेके एक लैब में डाल दिया. एंड पंकज ऑल्सो नोज, हमारे एक फ्रेंड है विकास कानूनगो, उनको हमने बुलाया. IT बॉम्बे का है, इज अ टेक्नोक्रेट एंड नाउ वर्किंग इन वर्ल्ड बैंक. उनको बुलाया, हमने कहा कोई बात नहीं, इनको कंप्यूटर ऑन ऑफ करने दीजिए, इनको इस पर गेम खेलने दीजिए, कुछ भी करिए, बट देन दे शुड हैव एक्सेस. तो एक्सेस इज वन ऑफ द वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. सेम चीज़ ये है कि वाई ग्रीवेंसेस आर इम्पॉर्टेंट. ग्रीवेंसेस जस्ट यहाँ भी होंगे बहुत सारे ग्रीवेंसेस. ग्रीवेंसेस एड्रेस करने का मतलब ये होता है यू आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड. अगर आपकी ग्रीवेंसेस ही नहीं एड्रेस होंगे, यू कांट गो बियॉन्ड सर्टेन लिमिट. दिस वॉज माई एक्सपीरियंस. सेम चीज़ हमने किया ई गवर्नेंस में, इनकम टैक्स में. फिर हम वी वर्क इन सिस्टम्स. आपका CPC, ई फाइलिंग, ये सारी टीम में आई वॉज ऑल्सो अ पार्ट. वी वन लॉरल्स ई गवर्नेंस के 2003-04 में हम लोगों ने मेडल लिए, गोल्ड मेडल लिया. रेलवे ऑल्सो डिड वेरी गुड वर्क इन दैट. एंड दिस अभी भी प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, दे आर प्रॉब्लम्स, बट नाउ देयर इज अ सिस्टम कि हमारे ऑफिसर्स को ये नहीं मालूम होता किसका रिफंड जा रहा है, किसका केस आ रहा है उनके पास में. दे कैन नॉट नो. दे नो स्टैटिस्टिक्स, दे नो परफॉर्मेंस. आपको सारे स्टैटिस्टिक्स प्रोवाइड कर दिए जाएंगे. दे कैन इंटरेक्ट ओनली ऑन पैनल, दे कैन नॉट इंटरेक्ट डायरेक्टली. ठीक है, फेसलेस जो बताया गया, फेसलेस वर्ड इज अ लिटिल नेगेटिव, बट एनीवे फेसलेस बनाया गया तो है. एंड दैट वाज अ कॉन्सेप्ट विच वी वांटेड टू ब्रिंग इन अदर फोरम्स आल्सो, बट उसमें थोड़ा सा अभी रेजिस्टेंस है. जुडिशरी में अभी नहीं हो पा रहा है, बिकॉज जुडिशरी का जो बेसिक प्रिंसिपल है टू डिलीवर द जस्टिस यू हैव टू इंटरेक्ट, है ना. तो फिजिकली इंटरेक्शन में उसमें थोड़ा दिक्कत आ रही है, बट लकीली कोविड ने हमें बहुत चीज़ें सिखा दी और ये टेक्नोलॉजी जो है डेवलप हो गई एंड इट इज़ एक्सेसिबल टू एवरीबॉडी. तो दिस इज माई एक्सपीरियंस. किसी भी फील्ड में कंट्री को अगर आगे बढ़ना है, ठीक है, टैक्सेशन इज अ वेरी बेसिक थिंग फॉर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ एस इकोनॉमी एज सच. बिकॉज टैक्स का एक प्रिंसिपल है, प्रिंसिपल इज दैट कि जैसे हनी भी है, कलेक्ट करती है बिना हार्म किए हुए. तो सेम चीज हुई कि हाउ यू कैन कलेक्ट टैक्सेस, use these taxes profitably and efficiently for the development of economic infrastructure. But this is a very small role of the government. But tax देने वाला जो होगा वो हमेशा डेवलप करेगा. एंड दैट हम लोगों ने देखा, जिनको हम लोगों ने रेड भी किया, रेड पिक्चर भी आपने देखी होगी, 2 मूवी आ चुकी है एंड देयर आर मेनी अदर थिंग्स. तो उसमें इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ यही है कि वो जो है जो लोग इकट्ठा करके बैठते थे वो कभी इकोनॉमी में डेवलपमेंट में नहीं लगा पाते थे. बट नाउ इंडस्ट्री हैज शिफ्टेड अ लॉट. So that is my experience. Any questions?
Good evening, sir. My name is Shubham Goyal. Sir, as a PGDM finance student, we have been taught taxation as a part of a curriculum, largely from the planning perspective, wherein the focus is to optimize the tax liability within the legal framework. So, sir, based on your experience in the tax administration, I want to know which is more concerned with the legal enforcement and the compliances, and how do you differentiate the tax planning from tax administration?
Very good question. Tax planning, tax administration. Any industry or any business premise will always go for tax planning. Why? You need not give taxes to the government just because government says this has to be taxed. And government policies are always, in proper sense, are made by discussions, by forum discussions. Every stakeholder is called. They give their perspective. After that only, the tax system is made. All the rules, regulations, everything. So this is one part. The other part is management. Management is something what I was telling. This is also a part. Grievance is also a part of management. It's not like this tax administration. Administration, if you do, you leave many things. Administration may not be like management. Difference between administration and management. Administration, there are rules, there are regulations. You may not be participating with other people. But if it is a tax management is a bigger thing, broader thing. I think any other?
No, sir. Thank you. Got it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your experience with us.
Now we are introducing our second guest of honor, Mr. Kunal Saraogi. Mr. Saraogi is a trailblazing investor, trader and trainer and renowned stock market commentator with over 2 decades of experience in the Indian financial market. He has been a respected market expert on leading business news channels such as CNBC TV 18, CNBC Awaaz and ET Now. And since 2018, he appears exclusively on Zee Business, India's most top business channel, where he features daily on flagship market shows. In 2020, with a vision to promote financial literacy, he launched his YouTube channel focused on stock market, investing and finance, which today has an impressive 1.1 million plus subscribers.
A SEBI-registered research analyst, Mr. Saraogi is an immensely successful investor who has managed his own portfolio over 20 years. He specializes in momentum investing using his own carefully developed indicators and signals. His early investment in microcap and nano-cap stocks, even prior to listing, reflect his sharp market insights. A passionate reader and a lifelong learner, Mr. Saraogi truly embodies the spirit of informed and disciplined investing. We are honored to have you with us today, sir.
To now take this session forward into a meaningful and engaging panel discussion, we invite Professor Rishabh Jain to join our distinguished speaker on stage. Sir will be moderating the discussion and guiding the conversation, bringing together diverse viewpoints and drawing out key insights of the benefits for our students.
Professor Rishabh Jain, we warmly welcome you and request you to kindly initiate the panel discussion.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And seriously speaking, frankly speaking, in a galaxy of stars, a dwarf star, or I would say even not a star as of this now. But thank you, sir. Thank you, Pankaj, sir, for giving me this opportunity. Really thankful to you. So the topic that we have selected, which is a very contemporary topic and everybody is talking about it, is a dream that the finance minister of this country, the prime minister of this country has been echoing from a very long point of time. And that is to achieve the status of $5 trillion economy. And we have a timeline set for the same. And as of now, I was just checking today in order to correct my facts. We are already $3.9 trillion economy. So we are about more than 75% there, and just about bit more push. So today, this panel is going to talk about some aspects which are important from management students' perspective, a common citizens' perspective, and because we have diverse views, so it's a great opportunity for us to interact into this thing. So I will start my first question to Kunal sir. Thank you, Kunal sir, for joining us here. So, as per you, what is the role of, I would say, equity markets? Because you have been a consistent member of equity markets. Do you think that this can be a big pillar on which the $5 trillion economy can be created? What are your views on it, sir?
See, before I answer that, first of all, let me thank Dr. Pankaj and Dr. Rishabh for having me. And I remember I was just mentioning it to Dr. Gupta that long years ago he visited my office, and that was on a weekend. And he was surrounded by a few of his students who had brought to my office to get them to meet me. So such is his, and it was a holiday, I remember. So such is his passion. And from that day, I think that was more than 15 years ago, or long time ago. And he still is involved with his students. And he still talks about his old students with so much passion and respect. And I think that is something really admirable. So you are lucky to have him guide you. And that I think is a wonderful thing, is because if you get the right people to help you, guide you, it's only then that you can actually achieve something meaningful. So you're really blessed. And then, of course, about the Bloomberg thing that we just saw. So again, you're very lucky again, because it's a wonderful thing. As a research analyst, I've spent my life researching equities. Bloomberg is something that every research analyst aspires to operate on. And if you go to global institutions, and even Indian investors now have Bloomberg terminals in their offices. And it's a very big spend for a typical research house to acquire a terminal, because the monthly spend on a Bloomberg terminal is quite a lot. So it is kind of a expensive purchase. So the fact that you have access to that, and the fact that you will be able to use that, I think will definitely give you an edge above over the other aspirants for a possible job in a research house. So it's a wonderful thing that you have it. You must try and make the most use of it. And Bloomberg is like Netflix. So once you start using it, you will find that you started out looking for reliance, and then you went to look for gold prices, then you went to look at what's happening in Greece and what is happening in... So once you get involved with it, you will get so much more information out of it. So it's a wonderful thing that you have it. So congratulations to all of you, and wonderful thing that you have. And now to circle back to the question, which is how markets can actually enable that $5 trillion dream. So I think markets, more than actually enabling that to happen, markets give you the ability, that freedom to decide. Markets are a wonderful thing. So if you look at the US situation, almost everybody has some kind of exposure to equities. Whereas in India, we have about 24 crore people who have a demat account. It's only recently that people have started participating. I've been in the market for almost 2 decades. And I've seen, एक समय था कोई बाजार को seriously लेता ही नहीं था. तो हमारे यहाँ ये धारणा थी, if you ask your parents, if you ask your grandparents about the market, so their perception would be कि बाजार तो जुआ होता है, तो बाजार से दूर रहना चाहिए. How many of you know what the Nifty is at the current juncture? Does anybody here know? You track the Nifty? All of you? All of you have a demat account? All of you have a demat account. Is there somebody who doesn't? Oh, that's wonderful. So one round of applause for all of you for having a demat account and to be participating. तो देखिए, आज से कुछ साल पहले जब ये सवाल करते थे तो hardly any hand went up, especially at people at your age. So it's a wonderful change that people are now participating and they want to become part of India's growth journey. अब देखिए, मैं सुनता हूँ लोग कंप्लेन करते हैं कि भाई Adani has made so much wealth and Ambani has become so rich. Now one thing is that you can keep cribbing कि भाई ये हो रहा है, वो आदमी पैसा कमा रहा है. दूसरा तरीका ये है कि you can participate alongside and markets give you that opportunity to participate in India's growth trajectory. तो देखिए कभी आप लोगों को टाइम मिलेगा. Now that you have the Bloomberg terminal, you will have access to software. Even if you don't, there are websites where you can get access to free charts. तो आज का सेशन खत्म होने के बाद चार्ट खोलिएगा. Open the yearly chart for the Nifty. So there's a yearly chart for the Nifty where each candle is 1 year data. तो जब आप उसको देखेंगे तो आप देखेंगे कि when I started my career in 2000, so from 2000 to 2025, it's been 25 years, we have had a straight vertical kind of run. तो बाजार इस तरह से बढ़ रहा है. जब से मोदी जी प्राइम मिनिस्टर बने 2014 से लगातार ग्रीन कैंडल्स की एक झड़ी आपको ऐसे नजर आएगी. So markets have been going up vertically and a lot of money is being made. अब देखिए जो 5 ट्रिलियन डॉलर की बात है, हमारे मार्केट का जो मार्केट कैप है दैट इज नियरिंग 5 ट्रिलियन डॉलर्स. तो आप ये देखिए कि पैसा जबरदस्त बन रहा है. दिस इज इंडियाज ग्रोथ जर्नी. So what markets help you do is you can participate in that. You can make real wealth for yourself and your family and achieve those goals. तो वरना आप देखिए पैसा कमाते रहेंगे, you'll get wonderful jobs, but you would want to create generational wealth and that is possible only if you participate in the market. तो एक generation पहले क्या था कि most people invested in property. That was the go-to investment for everybody. Now the go-to investment for everybody is equity, and maybe some years later it will be crypto, for who knows. But investment changes. So there was a time when gold was the only thing you could trust. That is a different story कि gold has given better returns than equities. But in normal temperature and pressure, equities is what is real. So my appeal to you would be to take it seriously, invest liberally. अभी भी आप investment शुरू कर सकते हो और आप इसको long term सोचोगे तो देखिए देश तो तरक्की करेगा ही करेगा. अडानी, अंबानी और कुछ नए लोग पैसा कमाते ही रहेंगे. लोगों की जेनरेशनल वेल्थ बढ़ती रहेगी. एक विकल्प ये है कि हम बैठे बैठे कहते रहें कि भाई ये गलत हो रहा है, लोग पैसा कमा रहे हैं, हम नहीं कमा पा रहे. और दूसरा विकल्प ये है कि आप उसका हिस्सा बनिए. डीमैट खाता आप सबके पास है. स्टार्ट स्मॉल, स्टार्ट एक्यूमुलेटिंग इक्विटीज एंड डू योर ओन रिसर्च. तो मुझे सबसे अच्छी बात जो आज की इस पूरे बातचीत में लगी इज द एम्फोसिस ऑन रिसर्च. सो यू शुड रिसर्च फॉर योर ओन सेल्फ. किसी पे डिपेंडेंट होने की जरूरत नहीं है. एंड यू, आई एम श्योर, विल एंड अप बिकमिंग प्रोफेशनल. You will make a lot of money, and that money has to be deployed in the right way through your own research. So this is, I think, the real opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That was a really eye-opening perspective. I was just scrolling through. Sir is the CEO of Equityrush, which is a equity trading company, and he also has a good YouTube channel as well as he hosts video on his Equityrush channel as well. And I was going through something called Options Chalisa you have created. Yeah.
I started this. Interesting thing about the channel is that in COVID we had nothing better to do. So I started a YouTube channel. I was meaning to start it for a long time. In COVID, I got the opportunity, and I got a huge traction. क्योंकि उस समय क्या था, सब लोग खाली बैठे हुए थे और सब एक ही धंधा चल रहा था, शेयर बाजार का. तो जो लोग घर पे बैठे थे, they started investing. We got a huge influx of investors, and all of them set up Demat accounts, started trading, and that YouTube channel went beyond my imagination. I've been on TV for almost 15 years, but YouTube and social media gave me more recognition than TV did. तो इसमें क्या है कि बहुत नए लोग आए और नए लोग आए तो हम लोगों ने उनके लिए we started creating educational content. So it was a passion project for me and it turned out to be a wonderful thing. So even today when I go to an airport or when I'm out, people recognize me not because of the TV but because of YouTube. So that is a wonderful thing. It's a powerful medium and it's a great medium to learn. So that is about the channel.
Thank you. Really nice to know that. Okay, so now to bring a very different perspective to the discussion, I'd like to move my question to Pankaj sir for the next thing. Sir, you have been an education leader for more than 3 decades now, and obviously I was a kid when you started your career, probably even So you have been through with multiple institutions, and as a educational leader, you have contributed a lot to this particular fraternity. Do you think educationists or educational leaders have a role into the dream of 5 trillion economy? And if yes, how we can put up a roadmap for that?
Oh, very interesting. See, if you look at the Bharat, our country, which many people say India, Bharat is what? Bharat. Bha means the light, Roshni. Rat means towards that. That means our name of the country itself is towards the light. और लाइट की तरफ ले जाने वाला कौन है? वो है गुरु. गुरु क्या होता है? गु मतलब अंधेरा, रू मीन्स टू रिमूव दैट. जो अंधेरे को हटा दे वो गुरु. Therefore, in our Bharat, Guru had a very important role to play. Somehow हुआ क्या? Many of them remained like a teacher only. और कई बार क्या हुआ कि जैसे टीचर ने कहा अरे भाई हमें कितना मिलता है, हमें सोसाइटी इज्जत नहीं कर रही, तो वो दुखिया बेचारी बन गए और अपने अंदर का जो एकलव्य है उसको देखा नहीं. और बाकी मैं क्या कहता हूं, आई ऑलवेज से आई एम यूजिंग बोथ द लैंग्वेजेस. तो इशू इसमें यह है कि जैसे आप लोग भी थोड़े चल के अब आगे बड़े होंगे, बढ़िया नौकरियां मिलेंगी, फिर शादियां होंगी, फिर आप लोगों के बच्चे होंगे, है ना. अभी इस बार तो मेरा ऐसा हाल हो गया है कि हमारे जो पढ़ाए हुए स्टूडेंट वो अपने बच्चों को लेके आते हैं कि सर अब ये आपका शिष्य बन रहा है. तो जो आनंद है मैं बता नहीं सकता. तो मैंने आप लोगों के बच्चों का जिक्र इसलिए किया, फ्यूचर चिल्ड्रन, कि आपके लिए सबसे कीमती, व्हेन यू विल हैव योर चिल्ड्रन, तो सबसे कीमती वही होंगे. बेटा मिल गया या गुड़िया मिल गई, और वो जब आप उसको लेके किसी टीचर के पास आओगे तो आप क्या दे रहे हो उसको? अपनी सबसे कीमती चीज दे रहे हो कि नहीं, ये बताओ. कह रहे भाई हमारे बेटे का सर आप ध्यान रखिएगा, हमारी बिटिया का जरा ध्यान रखिएगा. तो कई बार टीचर लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि क्या आनंद है. कोई व्यक्ति अपनी सबसे बेशकीमती चीज आपको दे रहा है, आपको लग रहा है अरे भाई हमारी क्लास में तो 70 बच्चे हो गए, 60 का हमारा टारगेट था, 70 है, हमें 10 की और कॉपी चेक करनी पड़ेंगी. तो मैं माइंडसेट की बात कर रहा हूं. बल्कि आप देखो अरे वाह 10 और मिल रहे हैं. आर यू गेटिंग इट? जैसे मैंने आप लोगों से बताया था कि हमारे करीब मोर देन 200 CEOs ऐसे हैं हु आर माय फॉर्मर स्टूडेंट्स. लेकिन टीचर एक $5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी में योगदान यही कर सकता है, अपने कार्य को पूरी पैशन और शिद्दत से करे. होता ना, मौके पे चौका छक्का जो भी है लगा दिया, जो मौका आया उस गेम को बढ़िया दबा के खेला. और ये देखा अरे भाई शुभम जी हमारे सामने बैठे हैं, शुभम जी के लिए हम अभी और क्या कर सकते हैं, ये चले जाएंगे 3 महीने बाद, तो मेरे पास मौका आज बैठा हुआ है. आर यू गेटिंग इट? स्वाति आज बैठी हुई है, सिमरन बैठी हुई है, वाह भाई हमें आज मिल रही हैं, कल चल के किसी कंपनी की CEO बनेंगी. तो क्या वो याद रखेंगे? अगर मैंने इनके साथ प्रेम से, मोहब्बत से इनका अगर हमने ध्यान रखा है तभी वो ध्यान रखेंगे. अगर मैंने ऐसा पढ़ाया है कि जो बच्चा जा रहा है इंडस्ट्री में, वो कह रहा अरे वाह सर जो आपसे सीखा था वही सेम काम आ रहा है. या सेकेंड ये कि जो बच्चे ने यहां पढ़ा कर, अरे सर वो थ्योरी पढ़ा गए, प्रैक्टिकल तो दुनिया कुछ और होती है. तो अमेरिका में एक एवरेज सैलरी जो प्रोफेसर की होती है $2 लाख होती है, यानी 1.6 करोड़. वो क्यों होती है? क्योंकि वहां पे टीचर खाली एक अंधा अनुकरण नहीं करते हैं कि साहब इंडस्ट्री जो पढ़ा रही है बस वही पढ़ा रहे हो, क्या आई एम फॉलोइंग ओनली द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस. वो क्या करते हैं? दे क्रिएट द नेक्स्ट प्रैक्टिस. और नेक्स्ट प्रैक्टिस कहां से आती है? वो रिसर्च से आती है, मेहनत से आती है, अवेयरनेस से आती है. तभी इंडस्ट्री उनको जो है मानती है, इज्जत करती है. आर यू गेटिंग इट? वो खाली तोता रटन या किताब पढ़ के वही ज्ञान अगर आपने दे दिया क्लास में, तो बच्चा आपकी रिस्पेक्ट नहीं करेगा. उससे बढ़िया उसको चैट जीपी रखी हुई है, गूगल है, वो आपका सम्मान नहीं करेगा. तो इसलिए जो टीचर अपने आप को कन्वर्ट कर पाए इनटू गुरु, उसका सम्मान हर जगह है. अभी थोड़े दिन पहले एक बंदा आया था, मतलब एक सज्जन थे, अभिषेक जी, वो ही टुक माई इंटरव्यू. तो दिव्य कीर्ति जी, क्या है वो, विकास दिव्य कीर्ति एग्जाम्पल ले रहे थे, कह रहे थे वो टीचर के पास पावर नहीं होती है. हमने कहा पावर किसे चाहिए? जिसको अपनी पावर नहीं पता है. और ढेरों लोग क्या होते हैं कि जैसे मान लो कोई ऑफिसर है, भाई सीट में बैठे हैं, बड़े महान है, सीट से उतर गए तो क्या, रिटायर हो गए तो क्या, लेकिन एक व्यक्ति ने जो अपना काम पैशन और शिद्दत से किया हुआ है, कहते हैं ना गुरु पूज्यते सर्वदा, एक जो गुरु है उसका सम्मान हर एक जगह है। और गुरु के पास चीज क्या है, ऐसी चीज है, ज्ञान है जिसको कोई चुरा ही नहीं सकता, कोई छीन नहीं सकता। तुम्हारा पैसा तो छीना जा सकता है। तो सर मैं तो इस विषय में बहुत पैशनेट हूं, तो बोलता रह सकता हूं, तो इसलिए मैं थोड़ा शांत हो जाऊं तो बेहतर है। तो व्हाट आई मीन टू से, एक अच्छे गुरु चाहिए जो हमारे बच्चों को नर्चर करें, उनके अंदर के जो कॉन्फिडेंस को वापस लाएं। और खाली अविद्या पढ़ाने से काम नहीं होगा कि मान लो फाइनेंस, अकाउंटिंग, स्टॉक ट्रेडिंग, टेक्निकल एनालिसिस पढ़ा दी, वो भी नहीं उससे काम होगा। हमारी अगर कंट्री को दोबारा विश्व गुरु बनना है, 5 ट्रिलियन इकोनॉमी तो बहुत छोटा गोल है, उसके लिए सेल्फ अवेयरनेस सिखानी होगी, हमें विद्या सिखानी होगी। सा विद्यता विमुक्त है, कि जो तुम्हें लिबरेट करे, जो सिखाए हु यू आर, आपका स्वभाव स्वधर्मा सिखाए, और बच्चों के अंदर का जो आत्मविश्वास है उनको जागृत करे। तो उस तरीके से वो बच्चों की लाइफ में भी बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस क्रिएट करेगा, अपनी लाइफ में भी लेगा। और एक जो टीचर है उसको ये भी पता होना चाहिए हाउ टू कन्वर्ट योर सरस्वती जी इनटू लक्ष्मी जी, मतलब योर ज्ञान इनटू वेल्थ। आजकल तो बहुत तरीके, यूट्यूब चैनल ही देखिए सर का बना बढ़िया, 1.1 मिलियन सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं। या यूट्यूब बनाओ, किताबें लिखो, सो मेनी थिंग यू कैन डू। आज से करीब 12 साल पहले मैं इंडिया का हाईएस्ट पेड एकेडमिक लीडर था। मतलब उस जमाने में लोग करोड़ों की सैलरी नहीं सोचते, लेकिन मेरी थी उस जमाने में। और लेकिन उसके लिए मेहनत भी बहुत लगती है कि आपको अगर 365 दिन है तो 360 दिन आप काम करेंगे। तो आई बिलीव देयर इज अ बिग रोल टू बी प्लेड बाय द एकेडमिक लीडर्स, बट द एकेडमिक डिलीवरी आल्सो हैव टू बी रीडिफाइंड, एंड इट हैज टू हैव अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ बोथ विद्या एंड अविद्या। और जो पहले हम देखते हैं ना, सरस्वती जी की अगर मूर्ति को देखें तो उसमें वीणा है, वो क्या है, गान है। फिर पुस्तक है वेद, वो क्या है, ज्ञान है। और माला क्या है, ध्यान। तो गान, ज्ञान और ध्यान, इन तीनों का भी पूरा समावेश होना चाहिए, जिससे कि हमारा काफी अच्छे हम कार्य कर पाए। थैंक यू, नमस्कार।
That is, I would say, I agree. My students, I would require a more bigger applause, because this is something that, what do you call, pure wisdom, right? A sage's wisdom, I would say, right? Just like a sage says, and the wisdom makes you relaxed and easy, as what sir's words were. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'll just round off the conversation once to Prakhar sir. Sir, there's a very common question that people ask every day, and this is something that came from me. My students also asked me the same, so I'm going credit to my students as well. We always say 5 trillion economy. That's now become a cliche also at that point of time. But what does it is going to do for the common man? As an administrator, what is your view about, is this something that is relevant to a common man? Like, or is it something just for, I would say, creating a air around it or creating an aura around it, and usually it is not going to give any sort of benefit to the common man? So
When there's a development, how it comes? Economy develops. So you are getting a figure, 5 trillion, maybe 10 trillion, 20 trillion, maybe later. How this figure comes, that is more relevant. That will tell you how each and every individual of the country is participating in the development. When you count, if economy is developing and you are getting figures from different collection agencies, there are different methods also which are employed. So how you are knowing that this much of development has taken? Industry, one part. labor are different. There are skilled, unskilled. There are sectors which everybody is taught in any management course. So how this economy has grown so much itself tell you that participants have increased, just like sir has already told. If in the equity market, why everybody is now interested, suddenly interested? Or why this much of educational institutes have mushroomed? If there are no takers, how the institutions will survive? Somewhere the quality is improving, everything is improving. So, and the most important thing, if you survey your surroundings, you can immediately feel. आप रिक्शे वाले के साथ में जाइए, ठीक है, रिक्शे वाला रेगुलरली आप जो इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, you will feel this. Their method of thinking about earning is now different. आपको वो लोग बड़ी बड़ी बातें भी करते सुनेंगे, लेकिन आप उनसे ये पूछिए कि भाई तुम्हारी अर्निंग कैसे इंक्रीज हुई, हाउ यू हैव इंक्रीज, एंड दिस इज कंट्रीब्यूटिंग अल्टीमेटली टू द, सो व्हाई इंडिया इज known as a sleeping giant, because once in India something starts, maybe in a limited sector, I cannot say that every sector has now grown like this, but so this contribution of now 140 na 140 crores we are saying, maybe अभी तो दूसरा सर्वे होगा तो पता लगेगा वी आर मोर देन 160 170 जो भी है, बट एक पर्सन का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है, उनके जो वो है लेवल है. एक टाइम में हम लोगों ने देखा है एब्जेक्ट पॉवर्टी एंड रिलेटिव पॉवर्टी इज वेरी डिफरेंट. पॉवर्टी विल बी ऑलवेज देयर, बट जो बेसिक लाइन थी एब्जेक्ट पॉवर्टी, उससे हम बहुत ज़्यादा लिफ्ट हो चुके हैं. सो दिस कंट्रीब्यूशंस आर कमिंग फ्रॉम देयर. एंड अगेन कमिंग बैक टू द टैक्स, दे हैव बीन exempted up to 12 lakh income. It's big thing. That means those who are earning 1 lakh per month don't have to pay tax. That is a big contribution this time has been given, and this is an acknowledgement that yes, people are earning, so you have exempted. You don't need this much of income, but you need people to grow and bring the bracket. Maybe later on, after review, it may be increased also, but this time this 12 lakh exemption was a big thing. I think this addresses how each and every, because in a reverse way you see everybody is contributing somewhere, and now their thinking is different. It's not like this रिक्शे वाले का आप सोचे कि रिक्शा ही चला रहा है, वो न्यूज़ भी सुन रहा है, वो मार्केट भी देख रहा है. एंड आई हैव सीन पीपल इन्वेस्टिंग, पूछ के वो करते हैं, ठीक है, उन्हें मैसेज. और दूसरा यूपीआई इट्स अ टेक्नोलॉजी विच हैज इंडिया ने जो कंट्रीब्यूट किया है, इट्स अ बिग थिंग. और अब तो मास्टर कार्ड एंड वो लोग दे आर इन थ्रेट. तो समवेयर दिस इज अ स्लीपिंग जाइंट, इंडिया इज अ स्लीपिंग जाइंट. एक बार जब शुरू हो जाता है तो देयर इज नो लिमिट. तो आई फील इलेटेड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस थिंग कि इंडिया में जब मूवमेंट शुरू होगा ना, there's no looking back, and each and every person will give credit to Indian economy's development.
That, sir, is a combination of elegance, encouragement, and exemplary, I would say, explanation of what is exactly going on in the economy and what we should look forward to. On the note that you said about India being a sleeping giant, I remembered I just met about 3 months earlier with Mr. Deepak Vora, the ambassador, and he actually talks about something which is quite close to his heart, about the Jamban theory. He talks about that Indians have forgot what is their true power, and we need to make people understand their true power, like Jamban did with Hanumanji. That same thing has to be done. But we have a group of students, sir, who are quite bright and are quite aware of things. That's one of the things that I would like to tell about this particular place. So even though small in number, the impact is big. These people have a really big impact. Okay, so one question that I would like to take from all of you, and this is a concluding question for this particular panel discussion. It's about, if you have been put up in the position of a policymaker, which policy would you like to make applicable from tomorrow that is going to accelerate the path towards the $5 trillion economy? What policy change would you suggest the government or any other point that is going to accelerate the process? We'll start from Pankaj sir. You, sir.
I'd like to say that there are edupreneurs, and also there are people like many IITs and IIM directors also, I know. One is that sleeping normal person or sleeping giants, whatever, who do not know what they can do. But there are some, education leaders who have the passion, who have experience, who have credibility, everything. And they really want to transform education sector. But the education sector has become such, which is requiring very, very heavy capital investment. To me, one is that some entrepreneur is there who set up big infrastructure, and they are the only one who can run this educational institution. But I believe there should be some special fund in the education field where somebody who's like IIT director, IIM director, or anybody, if they want to really set up an institution, because they know really well how to run an institute, and those people are not getting that kind of an opportunity. You remember that certain people came out of Patni Computer and they said they want to create their own company, like Infosys they created. And Infosys is also a company they created where everybody had almost equal stake. They also agreed that they will be rotating the leadership. And I believe that we need to have Infosys kind of set up in education field also, which will make both the thing, money and meaning. Because, money, if you only chase the money, you will not have a very holistic life. But if you chase meaning, then money will follow. I believe education, healthcare, social sector, these are some very, very important areas where the professionals should be getting an opportunity to set up the company. Because I always tell my students, that don't chase MNC, but chase MNC. So let me, so MNC का multinational company to मेरी नई company, my new company. So in the same way, I believe that there should be some policy where the people who have some background in education field, if they can be supported, and if there can also be like company setup, if you create, then there's a problem. It has to be not for profit, and you know that what kind of loopholes are there when you create a not for profit, then they will do some shady transaction to take out money from that society or that trust. So why not make it in a legal way? And the kind of impact, the huge impact they create for the economy, I think this is one thing I would like to recommend. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kunal sir, your views.
Well, I think we all have a very long wish list of what needs to be done. But what I would say is that first thing is that we need greater participation in the markets. See, what happened was that post the NPA crisis, there was this huge crisis in the last 10, 15 years with PSU banks had lent money to a lot of companies, and that money never came back. So because of that, these pendulums swung the other way. And entrepreneurs now depend on the markets to raise capital. So that is why you see so many IPOs happening. So everybody now wants to get listed and raise money from the market. But for the market to remain buoyant and to provide that capital, we need greater participation. Now, for that participation to happen, there has to be an incentive. So we've seen tinkering with the long-term capital gains tax recently. So what the markets want is a more liberal kind of regime, where you incentivize investments, long-term investments in the stock market. So if that happens, I think automatically a lot of money will come into the markets, and that will again come back to the industry, industry will do well, more ideas will get rewarded. So we've seen that great listings have happened. Now new age companies are getting listed. We've seen Meesho got listed. We saw Lenskart got listed. So many other companies which are new age businesses yet to deliver profits are also getting listed. So for a buoyant stock market is going to result in a buoyant economy. So for that we need more participation.
Fantastic, fantastic, sir. Thank you both of you, sir.
Availability is the most important thing. How microcredits can come in the market. It's very simple. The ideal money, which is lying misutilized, has to be brought to those who need. So it can be done in many ways, and this new tax regime has addressed this problem. One is identifying where the money is lying. Tax, not tax is different, but we are now identifying. Because of AI, we are able to gather so much of data and process also in a proper way to identify. So this information, if it is available with the market, I think this will be a very good instrument to start the growth in a proper sense. And the other thing, why microcredit I told, very simple thing is that एक रिक्शे वाला है, उसको कुछ आइडिया आया कि भाई ठीक है हम रिक्शे को चेंज करके कर लें, मनी कहाँ है? He is not getting that much of money. He has some idea. उसे वो EV रिक्शा करना चाह रहा है, कुछ भी करना चाह रहा है, बट उसके ऊपर क्या है कि there is no backing, no security, कुछ नहीं है. तो उससे कैसे आप कलेक्शन कर सकते हैं? तो these agencies are also now coming. There are many funding agencies which are now coming. And the other concept which is interesting in education and health, that is coming, which is a very different aspect which the government has to see how to regulate, is, I can give you an example of the hospital which is having no cash counters. How it is running? Indore, Baroda. And there's a one in Faridabad also. Okay? Just go see that concept without counters, without having counters, how people are coming, addressing their problems, doctors are available, and then. So, no cash involved. Same thing is also happening in these centers. So, we have to create centers where the money is collected. Don't distribute, they are not distributing it, they are idle there. So it has to be utilized, proper utilization. If it is available and with the securitization, it will happen, I think.
Thank you very much, sir. So to sum it up, I'll just open once I sum it up. So what the three stars who are sitting on this stage have said, the $5 trillion economy dream is not a dream. It's a reality. It is a realizable reality only if we understand the three messages that the people have given. So it is about creating good knowledge, creating people who have that knowledge and who are going to deliver that knowledge, creating people who are willing to use that knowledge and participate in markets and participate in the wealth making concerns, and then making resources, money, and all those information available to everyone in the country. So transparency, knowledge, and participation. These are the three pillars on which the $5 trillion economy and even more than that, the dream will be achieved. So that's the message for the day. I would like to open the floor for questions. Students who have any questions, we can take any questions right now. Yes, yes.
Good evening, sir. My question is to Mr. Kunal, sir. Sir, my name is Vinit, and I am a student of finance. I did NSM Series 8 and Series 15. So, sir, just like me, there are many students who want to build their career in equity research. So, sir, what are the career opportunity for us, for a finance student who is a fresher, and what is the way forward to get those opportunities?
See, first thing is that, like I was just saying, that there are about 24 crore demat accounts and about 13 crore unique investors in India of a population of 140. So that number is likely to grow as we go along, because in the last 5 years, we have seen this huge jump in numbers. Maybe that number will not grow as quickly as it did in the last 5 years, but in the next few years, I'm sure many more people will come to the market. Now, if you were to guess the number of registered research analysts in India, that number now, as far as I know, is less than 1,000. So we have about 800, 900 people catering to a population of 140 crores and an investor base of 12.5 crores. So that is the kind of scope you have. So if you become a research analyst, because see, most people invest out of whims, out of what they heard on TV, or because they read it in papers, or because their friend suggested कि ये खरीद लेते हैं बढ़ जाएगा, या ऐसे ही लगता है सबको कि हमें शेयर बाजार समझ आता है. देखिए क्या होता है, कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जिसमें हमें इंडियंस को लगता है कि हमें मतलब जनजात हमें मतलब उसकी समझ है, जैसे पॉलिटिक्स है, जैसे कि क्रिकेट है, तो हमें लगता है हमसे बेहतर कोई नहीं जानता है. वैसे ही लोगों को लगता है शेयर बाजार भी हमसे बेहतर किसी को नहीं पता है. लेकिन उसका नतीजा क्या होता है, आप अपना डीमैट खाता, अपना ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट देखेंगे तो यू हैव नेवर मेड मनी. यू बीन ट्रेडिंग इन द मार्केट्स फॉर 5 years, 10 years. आई कीप मीटिंग पीपल. रिसेंटली एट अ event I met somebody who's been in the market for 35 years. So my question to him was कि आप सर 35 साल से इन्वेस्ट करो तो बड़ा पैसा बना होगा. तो कहते सर पैसा तो बना ही नहीं हमारा. हम तो पहले केतन पारिक ले गया, फिर हर्षद मेहता ले गया, फिर इस वाले में नुकसान हो गया. So at the end of the day, they've not made money, even though the markets have went up one way, right? So that is because you've not done any kind of research. You're just betting. तो अगर आप रिसर्च करके करोगे तो बहुत जबरदस्त पैसा बनता है. तो रिसर्च एनालिस्ट के लिए तो बहुत बड़ी जगह है. So first thing, it's a tremendous opportunity, and I think millions of people will actually participate, and we need at least 1 lakh research analysts in this country. तो बहुत बड़ी जगह है, and धीरे धीरे करके लोग आ रहे हैं, लोगों को समझ आ रहा है. Regulation also was pretty hazy, to be honest, till about the last 2-3 years. But now we have seen a big change in how SEBI operates. So now there is an opportunity. So there will be opportunities.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Respected sir, my question from Prakhar sir. Sir, I would like to ask what key measures has government has taken for the ensuring the transparency in the tax system?
Okay. For transparency, main yardsticks are just see what we require is the data. Data is the most important thing. And on data, what process you do. Data doesn't do anything. Research, that is most important. So in taxation, not only income tax, I know both the taxes. This adoption of the technology is the most important yardstick, which is bringing information from every sector, identifying the problems of that sector, not only taxation, identifying other problems also. And now these problems are disseminated also to other like agencies of the government and ministries so that they can utilize that. So this is a best time where we are actually utilizing the informations in a real-time manner. It's not like this scrutiny. We are doing a scrutiny. So earlier we were doing a scrutiny. Now you see that central processing center, as soon as you file the return, if the refund is due, maybe there are exceptions, but this refund will come to you. My refund came in 1 hour. And when we started, I was part of this income tax business application and central processing center. Earlier, it was taking 7-8 months average, on an average, and that too with the problems. So this is the biggest thing. Technology is the biggest thing. Adoption of the technology in real-time basis. This is the biggest thing which will help us later on in reforms.
Your question, please.
So I'm a first year PGDM student. My question is from Kunal sir. Like I have to go for finance plus analytic, like fintech. Like I have done my graduation in BBA specialization. What are the key roles that I can go for fintech? Basically for financial services, not for stock market or any other.
Oh, there are several outside of the stock markets.
Outside of the stock market.
See, outside of the stock markets, there are tremendous opportunities. India, see, in the fintech side, yeah, please. You want
Like I have to go for only for financial services like PTM or anything like. What key roles I have to opt out for that?
You want to do a non-stock market finance role, right? So there are so many. See, in the lending side, there are so many opportunities. A lot of NBFCs are coming up. Finance has become very technology oriented. So there are a lot of opportunities, both in the financial sector. For the stock market, there are tremendous opportunities. Outside of the stock market also, there are great opportunities.
So, thank you very much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure interacting with all of you. And yes, you have a question? Okay. Okay, fine. That will be the last question for the
My question is to Prakhar. So as a nation, when we collect taxes, the primary objective is to utilize these resources for the development. But since our country is very complex in nature, we spend a lot of money in the collection of tax itself, and that leads to that actually curbs our scope to spend that money for the real development. For example, our space sector needs money, our energy sectors need money, and there are a lot of other sectors. So, and year on year, we see that there are numerous legal complexities going on for businesses, for individuals, and so how can we actually solve this problem to streamline this thing? And we can go for the real development in this country.
It's a very good question, and obviously you want to see the results if you are taxed. If your tax is going from, you can take it. So, very interesting thing. I think Pankaj will also put a light on that thing. I read an article maybe 2 days back. The central distribution of collection of taxes, central distribution to the states was through Planning Commission, now Niti Aayog. It recommends what type of taxes will go in what way and the contribution of the states, because states are the actual executing authorities. Center also gives funds, and there are schemes which are fully center, state, then center state. All type of schemes are there. The interesting thing is that now the ideology is staying, now it's changing. How much tax you collect? How efficiently the state is going to take the things. So I saw there was a big table, and in that table, most of the southern states were beneficiaries if it is going to be implemented. So I think there is a shift now. What you collect will come back to the states. So this is where the efficiency will grow in collection of taxes, maybe state or center or both. So this is the mechanism which is now dragging the things back to this will drag back the taxes to the state, and from there the development, see, there may be problems and this thing, there are legal hurdles, there are infrastructure hurdles, there are financial hurdles, everything is there. But development should be there. Leakages we can plug. But if development is not coming, why the state should get those funds? They are not collecting, then why they should get? So now this is a very different. Earlier there are many states which were supported, obviously. There are states which need to be supported from whole of the kitty. There are states which cannot do. Not state, even UP was getting so much of money, but now the collection has improved because they know There is a shift from the government, and this shift will give them now less. And earlier also the results were there. If the money has been given, whether you utilize or not, utilize properly or not, you are refunding that much of taxes which are so accountability is now coming. So this is very interesting thing, and maybe within after this next financial year, this will be implemented also. Thought process is already there.
Yes.
I think in the light of the adverse conditions internationally, we are facing like tariff wars. So do we think that we will be able to achieve this 5 trillion economic target easily?
See, about this problem that I have with 5 trillion is that this is not a dream or is not something very distant. And nothing changes once you're there. So if you think that once we become 5 trillion, suddenly everything will change, and nothing will change. So the idea is that 5 trillion is only a milestone. You will eventually get to 10 trillion also. It is about what pace do you actually get there. So what we should be focusing on is our growth rate. So we have seen a stagnation of sorts in that growth rate. And of course, all of those factors that you mentioned have contributed. But I think our economy is resilient enough to deal with that. And India has now become a significant, large economy. So you cannot brush us aside like that. So maybe for a year or for 6 months, you can feel some kind of pressure. But eventually, I think sheer size of our market, the fact that we have such a big, huge consumer market, nobody can really ignore us or take us lightly. So I think eventually things will resolve. It might delay it a bit, but eventually we'll get there and we'll go beyond. So that is how.
Fantastic. So once again, a big round of applause for our speakers. Over to you, Kumud and Sanjana. Yeah. Yes, sir. Sir, please.
I just want to share one more good news with you. As I was speaking with the Kunal sir, I requested him to please join our academic board, which he has very kindly accepted. So let's give a very big round of applause. We shall be getting a lot of support from sir. And also sir does a lot of training program for the investors. So I have requested sir that why don't you do in here in Sparsh, which also he has agreed. So it is a great thing for us, and maybe you will get an opportunity to be a volunteer in those courses, which we shall be running here in Sparsh. So we'll be getting his, great wisdom on an ongoing basis. So this is one thing I thought to share. And second, I want to make an announcement for all the students. I'm very much inspired by your participation. And so, yeah, naturally. Thank you so much for that. And, the budget is around the corner. We shall be having the union budget in February first week. First February. So, there is also a concept of alternate budget. What you think should be there. What is your wish list? So, we shall be making an announcement where you have you can create a 5-member group, 4-member group, and where you can submit that kind of proposal to us. And we shall be holding a discussion here on 29th or 30th of January. There would be experts here and media will also be here. So if your ideas are considered good by the panel, you may also get an award from 5,000 to 10,000 rupees. Yeah? Will that inspire you a little bit? No? You want more? So it is just a token, and also you will get a chance to, present your ideas with the very distinguished panel. So does it inspire you at least? Yeah? So I just thought to share, and very much thankful to Rishabh sir and the whole team for doing this. And Sahil sir, you are here, and all my team members and all the students. Thank you.
Thank you to all our distinguished speakers for giving us such a takeaways that market give opportunity to participate in India's growth strategy. Go to invest is now equity, and soon it may be crypto. Bharat literally means towards the light. Thank you for letting us to know about our country. Exemptions are acknowledgements that common people are earning. The myths that common people have no benefit from paying taxes. Thank you for this.
As we come to the conclusion of the insightful panel discussion, we would like to take a moment to express our sincere gratitude to everyone who made today's session truly meaningful. We are deeply thankful to our esteemed guests for sharing their experiences, perspectives, and honest insights. The discussion helped us understand the importance of real-world decision-making, leadership, adaptability, and continuous learning beyond textbook. The diverse viewpoints shared today have given us clarity, inspiration, and practical takeaways that can apply in our academic and professional journeys. We also extend our gratitude to the faculty, organizers, and everyone involved in making with this inspirational series session in a success. Sessions like these truly enrich our learning, experience, and motivate us to think bigger and aim higher. Once again, thank you to all our speakers and participants for a valuable time and contribution. Thank you.